Welcome to Mack's Food Studio. My name is Carey Kastner and I'm owner-operator of Tailored Table Personal Chef Service. And today we're at the Juniper right next door to Mackenthun's Fine Foods. And we're going to be making a homemade tomato chutney, and we're going to serve it over rotisserie chicken that you can purchase at Mackenthun's as well. Now this chutney could go over other meats, but today we're going to be putting it over a rotisserie chicken, and it's just a fine combination. So we're going to start by cubing up some tomatoes into sort of a large dice. And you want to start by cutting your tomato in half. You want to take that little core out of there like this. And then the way that I like to do it is just half that half, and then half that quarter, the other one, and then go ahead with fingers rolled in tightly. Just go ahead and dice that tomato. And now go ahead and mince our garlic, turned in as always, and begin to mince this. I like to cut it really thin to start, and then that'll make this mincing process go quickly. And then take your knife, move it the other way, and go right across the garlic. Now we'll move on to our shallot, and it's going to be a slightly different cut. We're going to go ahead again and take that knob off of the shallot, slice the shallot in half, and again apply that same technique by keeping your fingers folded in, and then make nice thin slices across the shallot. All right, we're all finished with our shallot and garlic, and we're going to put this all together. I'm going to assemble all these ingredients for the chutney, and we'll start with a little olive oil in the bottom of our preheated pot, the shallots and the minced garlic, already sizzling nicely. We'll add those right on the top of the shallots. Tomatoes down in there, and we're going to go ahead and give that a stir, incorporating it with the shallots and the garlic. And next we're going to go ahead and add the brown sugar. Want to get that hot so it starts melting and fusing into the tomatoes. That's going to give it a nice sweet flavor. Incorporate that really well into the tomatoes. And then, because chutneys are kind of a sweet and sour element, we're going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. You don't want to overboard it on this, just a couple tablespoons at best. Again, go ahead and incorporate that all into the tomato base. And then we're going to add our seasonings. I've gone ahead and mixed cumin, and I have mixed a little chili powder and some ginger powder. And that'll give it a lot of flavor. Go ahead, incorporate that in the tomato mixture. And then finally, last two ingredients, the reliable salt and pepper. And the same with the pepper. And we're doing about, I would say, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. Let's go ahead and give that a stir, get everything incorporated. And we're going to simply let this simmer on the stove top for about an hour. And it'll turn into a nice soupy, jammy chutney then. That's what we're looking for. All right, we're finishing up our tomato chutney on the stove top, and what we want to do at this point, as I'm going to serve that chutney over this roasted rotisserie chicken, we want to just simply cut this chicken in half. And so, of course, we want to turn it over, and there's a backbone in the chicken here, and you want to start by making a cut on one side of that backbone, and kind of follow the rib cage up the side of the chicken on one side. Go to the other side of that backbone, make your next cut. Find the right spot. That looks like it right there. Go ahead and make the cut along the rib cage on that side, and that backbone will come right out of there. We're not quite done yet. Got to cut into the breastbone, and you'll see that once you remove the backbone. Cut right down through the middle of it, and this will cut fairly easy because this chicken's cooked very well, and you can see how that just sliced nice and easy. And there's 1/2 of that rotisserie roasted chicken cooked down to a nice jammy texture, if you can see that. And that's what we're looking for right there. And at this point, I would just take half of that tomato chutney, spread it out over that beautifully roasted rotisserie chicken. And we are ready to take this to the table and plate it up. We have now plated our rotisserie roasted chicken with homemade tomato chutney. And I am ready to slice into this beautiful bird. Take a little piece right here off of that gorgeous thigh. Get a little chutney going with it here. Perfect combination of sweet and savory rotisserie roasted oven chicken.